Once again, good afternoon, good evening. Today is June 30th. That's the last, I think we're not going to have any June 30th anymore. Today's Tuesday, June 30th. I mean, Manchester United Kingdom, Jamal Kamara is my name. Tonight with me is my good friend, Mark Judah Farr, all the way from Sweden. He's going to be with me tonight to discuss a lot of issues tonight that concern Liberia. And also to join us now will be the lawyer himself, Paul the Lord Children. We don't know whether Francis Monomans are going to be in or Linford are going to join. Well, Linford is being on holiday, so I don't know what he's going to be around. But however, good friend is here tonight. My brother, welcome.
Yeah, Brother Jamal.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, I know. Thank you. How tell me? You know, when we meet in Europe, we always discuss the weather. I don't know. You don't like to talk about the weather. Tell me how you feel in your area. Then we'll go into what we have on the menu tonight to tell our audience. We'll go for a break.
The weather all over Europe is kind of, freaking warm. And in Sweden, the same weather here in Sweden is extremely warm. Yeah, and we had it's a little bit breezy this evening, and it's a good thing. And tomorrow it's going to be reducing, and we're going to have rain day after tomorrow. So
yeah,
we're going to get a little bit cooler.
Yes, right. You know, Mark, one thing surprised me when I moved here. I've been here living in Europe almost 20 years now. The heat wave news, like in the mainland Europe, all over the place. I think there was some death tolls of the heat wave. But where you and myself come from, we don't really worry about the heat wave. We don't worry about too much rain. We stay at home. We don't go to shopping. But here, when it's a heat, well, like that, here it was too much to the level that they were calling emergency if school got closed. Did you experience that in the Scandinavia? Because you are very, very cold in that area.
Yeah, in Scandinavia, the heat is the same, even though they got a lot of woods. But what happened is the difference between them and Africa, Europe and Africa, we have what they call this natural forest, rainforest, you understand, dense populated forest. But here in Europe, their kind of forest is something that you can walk through, you understand. It doesn't have the kind of, how they call it, bushes,
right.
Thick bushes and stuff. And Africa, you got the tall trees that are 300-400 meter tall, you understand? So that shade Africa from the heat. But here, a certain part of Africa, rather, but if you go into towards the Ghana, the Mali, the Niger, closer to the, I think some equator land people talk about, then the heat there is extreme. Like Ghana, for example, Senegal, for example, the heat there can be
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Mark, would you tell me a little bit how you think about the football, the World Cup will come back? 10 African countries, I think 2 already packed, I guess. But you tell me what you think about what output you're going to be. We're going to the round of 32 now. That started yesterday, but you tell me what you think. But anyway, also you tell us what we have on the menu tonight. We'll welcome back Lord Children. We're going to quick break, but welcome from the seat of King James. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. The friend of King Charles is happy to be in a house with you guys, and I'm pleased to be among the living, and it's good to be in paradise. And I'm looking forward to a great show tonight.
Right.
How you guys doing?
We are good. Thank you very much. Quickly, what we got on the menu, Mr. Five. Tell us who got on the menu. Go for a short break, then go straight into the topic tonight. What do you got tonight, sir?
Yeah, we have on the menu, we have CCP 2.0. History repeating itself. We got number 2, 19 million cocaine mystery, who's protecting the real bosses. We got 3, Freeport tax grab, robbing the diaspora that built the country. Yeah.
Right. That's it. The CPP, you probably know. We'll talk about that. That was a collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah.
2021. What was that? What year was that? 2022?
The election was 2022 coalition.
2022. That was the one political party. Some political party came to Liberia. They joined to form a coalition in 2022. That was a history. We're going to talk about that now. There was a big sort of rise up again. That was just happened 2 days ago. What is a repeat of history? We discussed that. We look at it from our own perspective. That's a big gathering. Political heavyweights were on one stage for 2 days. We want to see what you think about it. Those were there. Mr. Kumi was there. Alexander Benis from ANC. We got ALP was there. We got also, that was Mr. Bernard Euro was there. We got Simon Freeman was there. Musa Hassan Beda was there. And the only man, the man himself was streamed live from USA. That's Dr. George Manuia. Also was not there, but he streamed live. He spoke to the audience through live stream. We'll talk about that. And also we'll talk about the $19 million cocaine mystery. Who is retiring the real boss? Stay at mystery. The big guys are walking free while the scapegoats are in jail. Now we'll talk about the free port tax, how much we pay. Liberians abroad paying too much money. We pay too much for remittances already. We still sending small things like sort of items to Liberia and other things to help our family members. But then they're being taxed high. That's a complaint we have. So we want to talk about that. What do you think? Share it with us. So in the meantime, share the show. Please always subscribe. We're going to be here. This is the Voice of Liberia from mainland Europe. My name is Jamal Kamara with my good friends tonight. Mark Judah of the Law of Choloble will be joining me to discuss the issue. So be part of the show. Keep buckled up. Let's see you soon. We're going for a quick break. Paul, take us through, please.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach in thee and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. let us do all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Yes, the government betrayed us. They lied to us. You see, Mark, this song's been hitting with us for the past 4 years. It's been our national anthem. It's been like, I think people on this show, like their prophets, they say, keep playing this music, make it a bottom line national anthem. It has been our national anthem. You know that, Paul. Mark, Paul, for the past 4 years, right?
Yeah, let me tell you something about this music, right?
Okay.
There's a guy in this video who's doing who's showing his karate skill, right?
Yeah, he's the same guy. He's the musician himself. What's the guy? Takunje?
No, that's not Takunje. The guy who's doing the who's showing his karate skill, that guy represented Liberia to Japan.
Oh, really?
Won gold medal. Yeah, I know him very well. He used to live on the pipeline. So he went to Japan with the Liberian team, and they were selected by a trainer from the Japanese embassy. Also, I think they used to call Mr. Those days they used to have the karate. There was some martial arts school along the Congoton Belt when he passed by Nigerian House. So that guy, he has 2 black belts, and he also a master of Tai Chi. It's an Asian martial art. Yeah. He's somebody that I know very well. Yeah. But he's not the one doing the singing. He's
I got it mixed up. That's very good. Paul, let's talk a little bit about, we want to remind you, want to say thank you for joining us, but please share the show. This is Diaspora Liberia, live from mainland Europe. We have a serious discussion tonight. What the gathering of political powerhouse in Grand Jida Zodru is a talk of time. We want to discuss it. We'll break into it. We'll tell you the gathering of the political parties. What do you see in 2029? Is this sending a butterfly into the stomach of the ruling party right now? What do you see? We will think. If you got a comment, to drop your point for us. That's very important. We love to have your comment on this. And now on top of that, so we want to also know what do you think about the $90 million drug issue in Liberia? It's still a misery. Nobody's being arrested. Only few guys around the airport, our national international airport has been arrested. The big guys are walking free. The big fish are walking free. Then we talk about Liberians abroad sending in their little attempts to Liberia, but they've been charged heavy. What the free people of Liberia doing with our people of Monrovia thinking about us while we sending money to our aunties, uncles, our brothers and sisters to remittances. This should also consider us. We call enabling environment should be created. By the way, people of the show, gentlemen, welcome once again. I'll go to Mr. Fa. Let's go talk about football right now. Africa World Cup, 10 games in this year for the 8 countries, 2 out, 8 remains. What do you think?
I just got a disappointment tonight from the Elephant, the Ivory Coast. They were beaten 2-1 by my neighbor, Norway. By the Norwegian
that's the third country going now. Yeah, third victim.
Yeah, which was very disappointing. They play very brilliant football, but I couldn't sleep last night. I had to watch the Moroccan playing against the Netherlands, and
Yeah.
that's one of the best game I ever watched in this World Cup. The Moroccan were very entertaining, and the game went to penalty, so they won on penalty kicks. So we're looking forward to see Senegal, Egypt, and the Congo. But we have a surprise package, the what you call the Cape Verdean. So Cabo Verde, so they will be facing defending champ Argentina. So we still got a few hands in the game. Yeah.
Right. That's how it is. It's quite, football. We said it last 2 weeks or last week on the show. Like one of our coaches, Josiah Johnson, the late Josiah Johnson, right? If I'm right.
So they say he's still alive.
Josiah Johnson should be very, very old now, but we don't get it here. But he one of those they call him. I call him the Johan Cruyff of Liberia.
Yeah, that's a right description.
Johan Cruyff of Ireland. So this guy was like, he was a demigod of football in Holland, in the Netherlands. If you say anything, people listen to him because he knows the game. He sits there and tells you how the games look like and going to go that direction. This is where Josiah Johnson, one of our national coaches, Josiah Johnson, very, very respected. He said, it's a common saying every Liberian says. He says it's a biscuit, it breaks anywhere. It's very fragile, it breaks anywhere. So that's what happened with this World Cup. Look what happened. But gentlemen, the Moroccan performance won't surprise you because you see the play against Senegal. They were too aggressive. The football style is different. They have improved a lot. I'm actually 100% Netherlands. I mean, I kind of grew up my whole life in the Netherlands before I came to the UK. And my sympathy, my heart goes out to the Netherlands. This is where I belong. That's my sympathy. That's my loyalty. Now, as we speak. But now,
this is a country that has a sport budget compared to some European countries.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one good. I know if you live and grow up in the Netherlands, gentlemen, you will love football because football is kind of religion in our country, and they do it in the way they groom player, they bring you up. But anyway, that's how it is. Football bricks. It's a biscuit bricks anywhere. Paul, tell me quick, what do you think about the remaining? I think 7 African 10 countries in the game now. What is our fate as the continent?
Well, the thing is, from all indications, I think Morocco will be one of the teams in the semifinal. They are strong. They defend. They attack. And
I think so
also a surprise package in the thing that I think.
Yeah.
If Cape Verde decide to play well, they will knock out Argentina. They will, if they play well, they will. That
would be a big blow in football history, is it?
That would be the blow. And you see, look, I watched the Africa's game not long ago, but what happened is you cannot be playing football and you leave your defense wide open. And you see when Cape Verde play, their defense is kind of solid. You don't penetrate them so easily. Morocco the same. So the team that have a better defense stand a chance of half or damage. Now Ghanaians is still there, but they believe in a witch doctor. So I don't know how the witch doctor this time is going to work for them. Because
I think Paul. Sport talk.
Listen,
come on, man.
They had a thing in the witch doctor was interviewed on Pierre Morgan show that he tied Hurricane. That's what they think all over the place.
Paul, is that mean there's a mind game?
Wait, listen now.
The same thing you did with the pastor, you believe. The crooked pastor, that's how you come to believe. So.
Let me say something. Paul, go on.
I believe.
Paul, say go on.
The witch doctor told the English people that their key striker who called Hurricane would not score, that he tied him. So the English people believe in the hardest guy on Pierre Morgan's show, explaining what he did. So That's what I'm saying. If the Ghanaians believe in a witch doctor, I don't think it will help them. It's not our belief, it's what happened.
Yeah, anyway, some of the English witchcrafting is practiced in England. Anyway, they got a school for that. Hurricane, the Harry Potter stuff that they copy from a lot of African countries, and they have the school of witchcrafting in where you people at. So it's not something strange if some of them believe in witchcrafting. So you if you're not mindful, Pierre Morgan also believe in witchcrafting.
But you know what, good gentlemen, I noticed that is like Paul, two things. People who may not believe in witchcraft will believe that it happened, it does exist. But at the control on the game, it does exist. Witchcraft does exist. Whether it's the one that controlling the game between they're helping the Ghanaians team, that I can't prove. But then it also could look like a mind game they're playing here. On the mind of the people saying, look, you know what, we got a witchcraft here. We make sure we mess. So it goes in the head of those players, think like, yeah, these guys are messing with us. So definitely psychologically it brings them down.
Yeah,
but anyway, that's a good thing about sport, gentlemen. So Paul, you didn't tell me what you think. How far will the African team go? You said Morocco will go almost to the semifinal. They've been there before. They won the quarterfinal. I think one of the winning countries.
They went to the semifinal last time.
Quarterfinal.
They were beaten by Croatia. No, at the semifinal.
Semifinal.
By Croatia, yeah.
So we see another way in. What do you see the chance of? You didn't tell me anything about Sweden. You live in Sweden, Mark. Tell me what your position now.
Sweden will be playing France tonight, and which is a very, very difficult game. But as the Liberian football scientists say, football is a biscuit. And the probability of Sweden as support my country and is 10 against 90, right? And France has a unique team from start to defense and even reserve. The French national team, you can get 3 different sets of national team from the French national team. But Sweden, we have good attacking, 2 good attackers. We've had to call this fellow Alenga from who is at Newcastle now. But the thing is, we have one dependable midfielder, and then our defense is the problem. We have this. So fellow
what is your chance? You think
our chances is very slim? I will tell you that.
Okay,
that's against France is very slim.
That's fair enough. That's been very realistic.
But we are keeping our heads high.
Okay, I think that's the guy. I like that hope and keep a head high, and let's see what happens against France. Let's see Sweden against France tonight. We'll see the result. Paul, what do you think? Tomorrow, Ghana against UK. United England again. That's it.
No, it's Congo.
Oh, sorry. England against Congo. That's not United Kingdom anymore. It's England against Congo. So those who follow us probably will know the difference. We say United Kingdom got 3-4 countries in United Kingdom. When you go to football, they are split up. They got England, Scotland, and Ireland. Yeah, Paul?
Ireland.
Yeah,
so
Will.
England will be playing Congo.
Yeah. So England
the Congolese team, that team, if England overlooked them, it's not the Ghanaian team that they played the last time. Congo is a strong team. If you don't play well, they'll punish you. If England is not careful, Congo will kick them out.
Right.
Argentina will be kicked out by Cape Verde. That's
which doctor saying.
No, not a witch doctor. This man.
No, I mean your witch doctor. That's your prophecy.
The witch doctor is for Ghana. Only Ghana have witch.
I'm asking you now: is this the bottom line witch doctor speaking now? That's my question. I ask.
No, this is football. This is football. This is proper football analysis from the way.
All right. Guys, that's the fun of it. Thank you very much.
Town Great, thank you very much for believing us. We did it.
All right.
We can still do it.
Yeah. Again. Show me your Swedish feeling. Show me the Swedish flag, and let's see what's gonna happen tonight. If you have friends Sweden playing tonight, and we are following us, we'll say we wish you the best tonight on the show. From Sweden.
I want to say something quick. You see that the French team is complete Africa. So when France win the World Cup, it's Africa that won it because the 11 players on the French team, they are all African brothers. Look at the whole team.
Mark, what do you think about that argument? Mark, tell me something. Mark got a different argument on this. Mark, what do you think?
For me, the thing is they are French.
Yeah, you know what, Paul? You know, there's a guy used to call Jean-Marie Le Pen. He was right wing politician who daughter became something married. He said, he said when he was one of the right wing kind of politician that were telling all the immigrants in France and stuff like years back. At some point, one of the French team, you look at the whole French national team, like it was dominated by, color skin color on the field. You say, this is not France. France should not be represented by these people. And that was her statement. So today, if you win, that was
during the tournament in Germany.
Yeah, you remember, right?
Stay alive.
So one thing, guys, let's be honest here. When they are chasing us out of here and there for immigration and stuff like that. When we win with the color skin, they don't talk anything. The football is the best thing. But after the football, everything dies down. Then they are saying that get them out of here. Let them go to Africa anyway. But anyway,
just a minute, right?
Yeah.
And this is the stupidity about those that make these kind of nonsensical, unintellectual, how they call this, stupid comments. Like Joseph Borrello, right? They call the rest of the world, how they call it, a forest, and they are in a garden. But you never leave from the forest when you're hungry. You go to the forest to go look for food.
So
they would tell the Africans to go back, or other people from other third world country to go back, but they will never leave their mineral resources. They are here in Europe with what? With powdered potatoes and the snow.
You're right.
Let us not go there. Let us continue.
One thing good to end that one. A friend used to tell me, so Jamal, I say, he say anybody that thought racist is the person is sick. Feel for that person. That's what you need to do. Don't worry about the comment you make. He said the person is just sick in the head because not everybody thinks that way. So we want to say we'll take a quick break, come back, we'll tell you what we got on. We'll get on the menu for you tonight. We'll be telling you all things that happen in Liberia tonight to discuss the issues. The law himself is here, and also Fai is here. Mr. Judah Far from Sweden, or live, will be telling us what you think about the gathering in Grand Judah. Heavy political heavyweights, Liberian heavyweights. For years, they have not come together. Look at them. Alexander Benedict Cummings there. We say Simon Freeman. They talk the guy, the non-pusher. He put the how do you call him? He's not the how do you call him? He's the no nonsense man. Is there, and also one of the stronger politicians there. Also, Bernard Ure is there. Musa Hassan Beyde with CMC, and the man himself, George Manawea, who's now in the US, also was there. This was the celebration of the 22 years of CDC, Coalition of Democratic Change Party. They were there. So we'll tell you more about that. What do you think? So drop your comment. Take a quick break, come on, gentlemen. We'll go straight into the menu. Right. Once again, thank you very much for joining us from the Berlin Liberia. Jamal is my name. We say again, welcome. Gentlemen, the topic's here. Let me see what we can put up here. Now, this is the topic. We want to start with Paul. Paul, what do you think? CPP, Coalition for Political, what is that? I can't remember that was the nomenclature. That was the name. What is that, Paul? History repeating.
It was collaboration
political parties in Liberia. If you don't know, there was a collaboration political parties in Liberia. Was Unity Party, the Bernard Ure Party, ANC, Liberty Party. They came together to form coalition to fight against the to unseat George Weah. At some point, there was some political fracas did not go well. Now we say this is CP. This time 26, 27, I think if I got the dates wrong, in Grand Judah, all the political heavyweights in Liberia, opposition parties were invited to Grand Judah. That's one of the counties in Liberia, Zorju City, Zorju, to celebrate with them the Coalition Democratic Party 22nd anniversary. So Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, who is the political leader of ANC, Alternative National Congress, was the keynote speaker. So this is something. Gentlemen, I want to ask you something. People who might not know what CPP 2.2, that's what we're thinking. Is it history repeating itself? Or what do you think? Grand Judah Gathering, the uprising 2022 is here. People think it's a history here, but let's look at it from we got a 3 segment. Want to see the getting the political highway in Grand Judah. What do you think?
I think this is a good thing for the country. And I will start with the too many political parties in Liberia. And sometimes when you have an incumbent that is performing badly, you don't want to have too much party going into the race. You give them a chance to stay in office. But if you have the heavyweight coming together, this is one goal, one shot to get rid of a bad government. So I think the heavyweights in Liberia now have recognized that, look, something is not cooking right here. If we sit back and look at what these guys are doing and we all split, we're presenting them another opportunity to still rig the country the way or what they're doing. So I think this was a good thing. So we'll say this is CPP 2.0. This will be the repeat, but be under another name. But it's a good thing for the country when this happened. You see, they kept quiet for over 2 years. They had the government on a free pass. So for them to come out now, I think the government, this alone will scare anybody that this heavyweight coming together is a pain in the neck for the government. And I think it should be a good thing. They should continue. And I think it must hold for the sake of Liberia. That's how I see it.
Right. But I'll come back to you. But we got to break this whole gathering into 3 sections. I'll go back to my colleague
They made
here.
some correction over there. Benina Ure did not attend that the program. He was in he had a program at Cottito
Yeah, but his party was part of it, right?
They were invited. Yeah.
Even George did not attend, but he spoke, right? Physically, we're not physically present, but he was okay. He blessed the gathering, isn't it? But anyway, I want to say something. I got 3 sections on this particular gathering, Paul. Well, I'll come back to you. But we'll speak about the gathering. We'll also speak about the Unity Party, the party in charge in the government, running the government today. What do you think? But let's speak about the Mr. Simon Freeman, Alexander Benedict Cummings, Hassan Musa Bete on one stage in Grand Judah. We'll speak on that right now. Then we'll talk about, do you see a unity? And we'll also look at the speeches each of these political heavyweight made. We'll break it down. I want to go to Mr. Farr. Mr. Farr, what do you think about the gathering in Grand Judah the last time? Is this something you can foresee a victory, opposition victory, or unity for 2029?
With the performance of the government, and if they are determined to form a coalition, as the suspicion is, and people are speculating, I think it's going to be a landslide because you have the main weight, the main weight of the Liberian political, of the opposition. So against Unity Party, so it's going to be it could be a landslide. All depends on how they come together. Okay, for example, like the CPP, it was done hastily. Real discussion never took place as to what the agenda would be and where they want to take the country. So they were just running here and there and out of emotion. But now they are taking their time if they're going to be a coalition. And if you listen to all the speakers, right, and going to Mr. Cummings, who was the guest speaker, all those that spoke before Mr. Cummings, like Musa Belete, he said that we should come together, but not just coming together to replace, which is a very good statement to analyze, because we're not just coming together to replace, but why are we coming together? And we should come together. It should be meaningful in replacing, not business as usual. So that's from the Musa ability. Then if they're going to come together, right, they should know as to what the priorities are for the Liberian people. It's not about them. So like Seymour Framer, if you analyze also his presentation or his speech, that has a lot of ingredients as well.
Mhm.
Then you go to Kabina Jane, even though he's a lawyer, but he says something that is very important for the diaspora Liberia, that
Mhm.
they should not be left out of the whole process when it comes to, because Liberia is still going through a rebuilding process since the war. We see Rwanda, they are doing extremely well. They are got past that and now is kind of a normal in Rwanda, but Liberia still going through the post-war trauma.
Right. Right. Thank you for that. Paul, I'll take you back. Let's go down to, I think Mark just delved a little bit into the various speeches. I want to go from the bottom to the top. Some speeches made attracted attention. One was Simon Freeman's speech. From there, we'll go to Musa Bede. I'll go to Paul. Paul, you listen to what do you call it? You say MPC, that's his party. Simon Freeman Party, he's a political leader. He says something very, very, very important. I don't think we want a video to roll it. I'll do. If we don't, you can quote him or kind of paraphrase what did he say. And people are holding that as something. But now go to Musa Bey, then we'll go to Mr. Cummings, then we'll go to George Weah's statement. I want to take pictures, but these are very important statements in our life as Liberian. And Grand Jide was a significant ground for the opposition after 2022 fracas. But now we see Liberians are sitting looking at them. Ms. Paul, what do you think Mr. Freeman's speech was? He says something about the coming together in Grand Jide was the beginning of something. How do you analyze? Tell me, then I'll go to Mark. Tell me, how do you see Freeman's speech? Go back to Freeman's speech. It was something key he said.
Yeah, what Freeman said it right, that they need to come together, and for him, they must put their ambition aside. He is waiting to put his ambition aside for the sake of Liberia. So, and he says something too, that the Constitution, for some reason, protect the president, that when he leave office, they cannot be prosecuted or anything. But he said that if Joseph Boakai leave office, they will get him for the stealing that they are doing. He will go to Grand Jide to make fun, for he to know that to work for something, if you work for something or hard work, you get paid. But he's not working. Indirectly, you're telling Joseph Boakai that Joseph Boakai is not working and he's getting free money. So they will get him to go to Grand Jide when they are being booted out of office, so he can go do some farming here in Jeremiah Kun, so they can learn how to work and then they will earn that. So in a nutshell, what he's saying that if they come together, they can do something within the house, that they can reverse that nonsense in the Constitution that protect people that steal. It can happen that you can play with the Constitution and bring people back to bed and say, no, this thing that happened in Samuel Dotan, we can reverse it. Even they can even go after Eddie when you change the Constitution. So I think that's that line he was speaking on. And that I think this is quite good, but the profound thing that he said, I would put my ego aside for the sake of Liberia. Yeah.
Right. Because the most people worry, the opposition thinking like, what? I mean, we've been around. I think, Mr. Farr, you've been following politics for a very long time. And you're not stranger to politics in Liberia. Have you seen any gathering of political? Because the opposition was thinking, the Unity Party think, well, we've seen this happening again. It's not going to happen. We're going to go into the ranks and file and just infiltrate and break them apart, because we had a bigger bargain chip. We can break this whole. It happened. They went into the CPP. They broke CPP into pieces, and this is going to happen again if because they had a big in hands. So don't you think it's going to happen? Look at what Mr. Musa already said. I want you to take on that statement, Mark. What Musa said, he said, we are not here to sort of. We are not. If we moved, they're already gone. The government is already gone. But who do we replace them with? That was a big statement.
Exactly. So Musa's statement. Because you have all these political leaders, right, that want to become president. And some of them actually, if you do the background check, when it comes to individual accomplishment, some of them fall short on the ladder, you understand? So, and there are few among them that claim the ladder that sit at the top. And one must be the person who sit at the top. So replacing them with that person is very, very important. So Musa's statement is about choosing the best that would be the CEO in the country, but not just choosing somebody because you have some personal relationship with the person, or because what you call the Liberian, what you call, how they call the same thing that brought Mr. Bakato power, never ran campaign. Nobody saw what he government going to present to people, for which you see the kind of mistakes that they are making, appointing people, and some of the area they're appointing people, for example, they are not performing to the task. So when Musa is talking about replacing the government, but replacing the government and who to head the government, then that's a place a lot of people will sit down and say, Musa is saying something here. Is it Seymour Fremont? Let us look at Seymour Fremont accomplishment and where he has worked. You understand? Or is it Benana Ure? Let us look at Benana Ure, where he has worked, his accomplishment. Or is it Alexander Cummings, who come from the corporate world, a very structured institution, a very disciplined institution? Because I see a lot of people talking about, Coca-Cola is a structured institution, so Cummings did not do a lot at Coca-Cola. But here is the thing, Jomar. You work in the West. For you to maintain a job for 20 years in an institution, that means you are very disciplined. That means you have not taken something that doesn't belong to you. That means you follow the working ethics of that company. That means you have everything that it takes, and you've been an ambassador for that company. So, but like unwise in Liberia, right, where people do not respect the time to go to work, people do not respect institution property, people do not respect their colleagues, people do not respect, they take things that doesn't belong to them. They use government property for their own individual for their own individual, how they call it, purposes. So for that reason, Coca-Cola is a structured institution, and for Cummings to work his way from downstairs all the way to the top, that tells you that if the man become president, he was going to be very disciplined and bring that kind of a structural system to the country. So Musa's statement, people need to start, if they're going to form this coalition. I think that's the direction Musa was speaking in.
All right, that's a very good.
Add to that.
That's a good analysis. The Paul, what do you think Musa was saying? What do you see it from what angle?
Yeah, he was not only talking about the top of the ticket.
Okay.
He said if they come together, because each of those parties, they will be presenting leaders, representatives, and senators, but they must pick the best of those people. Not any guy that come from somewhere, from some Zinha, because he popular, they just put you there, and then he go in the house and make bad. Because the first branch of government actually is the government. They are the key to the person. They must have better leaders in there for better decision making, not anyone. So he said the top and the legislature as well, they must have the best, because if you want to move the country forward, not only the top, but in the house, that people will challenge
exactly
the executive. That's where he was coming from.
But Jamal, let me come in here just for a minute. If you're talking about they should pick, we have to break that down in context, right? If you're talking about we should pick, then I think I want to believe Musa was referring to the public, because if you want to find the best of the people trust, then they have to go to a referendum. the person should not be handpicked by the political party.
No.
hierarchy.
It's not what I meant. It's not what I'm thinking, because if they come together,
I'm talking about Musa.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Musa's statement now. So
For land.
he said they should pick, then they should go to a referendum where the people themselves going to pick between you, Jomai, and I, to say, okay, Jomai is a person we will prefer because Jomai has presented to us that this is what he's going to bring to the legislature to bring about accountability on the first, on executive branch. So in that token, then we'll be finding the best. But because I'm connected to you and you handpick me, knowing that I will not serve the people that electing me, that's what the problem is.
No, I don't think he meant the handpick, because everything have to be a process. Now, you said something earlier about the CPP that were the CPP had a framework for that. If you go in their framework document, they have something that they will meet, they will go to a convention, they will have, how they call it, so many things.
Convention, that's
and that they will that's where they will how they call it, elect the people that will represent them. So if this time around, Musa lay, I'll say, it's not just removing the leaders, the president, but if you're removing the president, you must remove the president with the best brains around.
Right. Okay.
Them.
Yeah.
That's so. I just want to add that.
Thank you, guys. You know, one thing I like about this show, we give our own analysis as we think. Where the way Mark sees it is different than what Paul sees it, and that's the beauty of this show. So, also one thing Musa mentioned was about Musa. I will just repeat what Paul was trying to say. The political unity does not depend on removing the president. That's not unity built on unity. That's not opposition unity. You need to unite in every angle. But what we do, we remove president, we break apart. We've seen it happening in Liberia. But anyway, gentlemen, then we'll go up a bit. Then we'll go to Mr. Cummings' speech. What do you pick from his speech, Mark? Mr. Alexander, he was the keynote speaker. Honorable Alexander Benedict Cummings was a keynote speaker for that particular program. Analyze in 3 minutes. What did you see it? What do you see in his speech?
In Mr. Cummings' speech, just few things were new in his speech, but Mr. Cummings has been very consistent about his vision and his philosophy and ideology when it comes to Liberia, which he has not changed. He talked about the bread and butter issue, and he talked about the corruption, and he talked about the abuse of power in the country, and he talked about our legal system, how people are not being held accountable for taking public money, the people money. And he talked about how to grow the Liberian economy, and he talked about the drugs issue. So there were a lot of things that Mr. Cummings talked about that he's been speaking about for the past, how many years in Liberia.
Right, that's good. Paul, I will take you to what attracted this Zorju gathering to select Mr. Cummings as a keynote speaker. We have people like Simon Freeman, who is a no-nonsense talker. He doesn't give a F whatever he says. He could be one of the best speakers. Musa Bedi, also a very charismatic public speaker. We got Honorable Bernard Ure as well. And we got also Tiawan Gongolo. And we got the little young man called, what's the name, from the Moneyball Sons. What's the name? These are political heavyweights. Why Mr. Cummings, Paul? Is that Paul? Yeah, Paul. Why Mr. Cummings was said as keynote speaker? You think? What do you think?
I could look at it from another strategic point of view. Maybe that the CDC, because it was their 22nd anniversary, maybe the CDC decided this time around, look, we have to showcase Mr. Cummings here. Something about this guy that Liberians fail to realize who is this guy. So picking Cummings is another way that they introducing him to the water Liberia that refused to listen, that all the men been around since 2017. So, and the fact is that George Weah was not there. We pick Cummings to grace the occasion, and then that showcase him. But if you listen to the introduction of Mr. Cummings before he got onto the podium, I think it was Mama C. Kaba that did the introduction.
Yeah.
So the way she said it, telling the sedition, look at this guy. He's not a small potato. That is showcasing Cummings. Maybe this is the icing on the cake that we don't know of, that something is cooking nice.
I want you to tell me, Paul, what did you pick up? I mean, Mark, I'll give you the chance to speak on this as well. Yeah. I want you to tell me why Cummings. This is the 22nd anniversary of the Coalition of Democratic Change. All the way in Grand Gila, 27,000 people show up. Alexander Benedict Cummings from a different political party, never seen her be in Liberia before. It just happened. No, tell me, what do you see? Just be honest to me. What do you see?
The CDC, as a party, the biggest party in the country, they want Joseph Boyka to retire 2029. And they know, the CDC know, that was Cummings that took them out of power. That's one. Cummings was very vocal when he led the CPP. That's what they defeat for the CDC. So bringing Cummings and showcasing him that we want a unity among us, that alone telling the UP that yes, this guy got us out and this guy will be with us, we'll get you out. That's the advantage in it. And they know that Cummings on the ground, he's the one that Unity Party is afraid of. Whenever Cummings cough, Unity Party have to go helter-skelter. So bringing him alone, look, up to today's day, they still discussing Cummings giving meeting the team, the group of them in Grand Gila. So think on it. That was the motive behind it.
Right. Mr. Farr.
Yeah.
Cummings being the keynote speaker, Cummings would have been politically shattered from the 2020, that whole episode with the issue of these
the
rejecting the framework document. When you spend 5 months in Liberia, can't travel, mentally, kind of cornered, and now he's on the stage again with same thing like political grouping. And why would he go there and in the first place and speak and with the Coalition Democratic Party? And like Paul said, are they selling him to us?
There are a lot of things you could take from this particular Cummings being selected among Liberian political elites to be the keynote speaker on the 22nd of the 22nd anniversary of the CDC, 22 years, right? So one thing I'll pick up is that it could be some sort of reconciliation with he and President Weah that, hey, what happened during the case with you and the document issue, I had nothing to do with it. Or some people within the CDC leadership, hey, we had nothing to do with this. It was done by certain people. No matter what happened, don't forget that ANC is a child of the CDC. And CDC being the biggest political party in the country, presenting Mr. Cummings to the public, which is a huge boost, and it angered a lot of Unity partisans because they wanted Mr. Cummings to be part of the Boyka team, and Boyka himself never wanted that. If you go back to the CDC, to the CPP, there were a lot of things that Omen Boyka did, and that scattered the CPP, he and the UA group. So now Cummings going and CDC, Mamasi Kaba, who is well known throughout the country, presenting Mr. Cummings, doing that kind of presentation, there's nothing one could say that is selling Mr. Cummings to the public, which did an excellent job, and it anger the Unity Party government. For example, you can see that this guy, I think he's the deputy speaker, Tamar, right? The assistant speaker.
Thomas Fowler?
Thomas Fowler. Yeah, Thomas Fowler.
Yeah.
You can see Thomas Fowler that he's scared, and his statement that Big Brother Weah should not run for presidency. He has done his thing, and Mr. Cummings, he respects Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is a businessman, but the presidency is not good. The Liberian people. I mean, who are you to tell Mr. Cummings what to do? Who are you to tell George Weah what to do? That tells you that the fear, if the speaker can come up, the speaker, right? Had I been a speaker, I ignore whatsoever happened in Grand Jury, right? And go about my normal duty. But the idea they pick it up, that tell you that they are afraid of coming. And this is a man that Liberian people call 1%. Okay. But the 1%, when he moves, the elephant, the lions, everything, they run away and some follow. So he's the hottest kick on the block.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Quickly, one thing Mr. Cummings said, I want to outline that's very important in his speech. I mentioned about his 5 months political scrutiny. I mean, that was testing his political maturity when that figuring of the framework document came up before the election, and they were trying to get him out, politically kill him. And, something, I want to paraphrase what he said during this conference or the gathering in Grand Jury. He declared that the pursuit of political change had become bigger than any one person. And repeatedly, he urged Liberia, ANC, CDC, CMC, MPC, NPP, and ALP, and other opposition parties to close ranks to make Liberia one state, to make Liberia deliver. A man who went through the political stuff, that would have broken down. That time he went through, that 5 months was something, was turmoil for him, political turmoil for him. He went through, but he went on that stage and he said something. He shared his stage. So that's something unique about Mr. Cummings. I mean, I'm not here to praise thinking, but something people don't pick up on people like that. 1% they call him. He still matters. He still coming up, but people saying, no, I come in, Paul. Another thing I want you guys to talk about. So is this the end of the political weakness of the opposition? I mean, they have not been very outburst there. They have not been aggressively outburst on issues in Liberia. Could this be the beginning, like Joshua said? This is the beginning of the victory for 2029. We're going to George Weah's speech now.
Before we get to George Weah's speech, I wanted to say something. Cummings said something that we miss.
Okay.
What Fremont said and what Musa Benedict said, Cummings says nothing that this force that we're trying to put, if we put this force together, I could be the driver or the cowboy. It doesn't matter.
I heard that. He said that. Yeah.
You see? So that means he's not forcing that I must be president. I can be anything but for the sake of Liberia. That is
the driver or the cowboy. That's the bombshell. That's the bombshell movement. The driver or the cowboy. I missed that part. That's correct. Yeah. So that means, Mark, the thing is, like, Liberia have an issue of leadership problem. That's why we're taking time. Gentlemen, if you join us, this is the one Liberia. We're discussing the Grand Jury Rise 2029, the CDC movement. This is something very important for Liberia today. Gentlemen, I'm looking at the, if Comey is saying that today, then it will come to the question, people were thinking that why did not become the vice president Honor Boaka when Boaka asked him? Or did Boaka ask him? That's the question. You talk to me. You guys are very close to the ANC. Why couldn't if you say that today, why couldn't take the chance of becoming vice president, Mr. Boaka?
But he was never asked, Jema.
Boaka
I want to make it clear here.
I mean, Mr. Cummings was never asked. So is the question to me or to Paul?
Yeah. To any one of you, take on Mr. Frank. Go on.
Mr. Cummings was never asked, and in fact, we that are closer to Cummings and in different chat room and stuff, we asked Mr. Cummings this question, and he even dared some of us bet that anybody can go and bring that particular recording or whatsoever conversation that Mr. Barker ever approached Mr. Cummings to say, hey, instead of wasting money to go to a convention, I, as an older person, you're going to be the person running the show. So let us not waste resources to go to a convention. So as my younger brother, I'm asking you, that would have sealed up everything. Even though Mr. Cummings has consistently said that being a vice president
it's not an option.
won't get him to do what he's supposed to do for the Liberian people. But being president, he will, because he has a lot in his brain, you understand, that he can do within the twinkle of an eye. I mean, like in 5 years, 10 years time, Liberia could transform to be on a path like Rwanda. But being a vice president, he won't have that power. But how Ome Baka addressed Mr. Cummings in a diplomatic way, one-on-one in a room, and they talk, you know, facing somebody and having the kind of discussion, it has a huge impact. And that was the thing that was never done. So Mr. Cummings was never asked. And now the CDC looking at President, we are presenting Mr. Cummings. Is this to say that, okay, out of the party we gave birth to, I am stepping aside? For example, the similar thing that I said, that what Joseph Conto is saying, okay, ANC is the birth of, it's a child of CDC. So if we is not in the race, who you think CDC are going to put their vote behind? Because now the party beside President Weah, there's no leadership. And once President Weah lift up the hands of Mr. Cummings, the Liberian people, even in the United Party, they know that Mr. Cummings, if you listen to former Maryland counties, I think we had him on the show, and he went on other bigger, John Ballo, and he went on other bigger platform, even like the Spoon Network, and he was like vocal that Mr. Cummings is an asset. So, and George Weah lifted Mr. Cummings here. This is what the Unity Party, they are afraid of. President Weah coming out to say, this man is who I want to lead a coalition or to, yeah.
Guys, I want to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll look into.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah, bro, I want you to add that. We'll come back. Or then you add that and we'll go to the speech of President George Weah. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll look into the speech that was live stream from the USA. We'll look into it from our own perspective. How do we see it and what is into it? So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll discuss what is important here. This is the Georgia uprising. I mean, can you call it opposite uprising? Another stage for a victory for 2029 that starts in Georgia. So we'll see. After this break, we'll discuss that.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On The Bottom Line, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on The Bottom Line Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to join the law himself, Paul the Law Cholople, on Sunday. He will be discussing some other important issues that we have to ask. Welcome again, Paul. Paul, the question, I want you to ask something to what you were saying, and we'll go to the speech you analyze from your personal perspective. What do you think what do you see from the speech? But let's see what you want to add to that comment.
No, I just want to add about the question he asked about Joseph Barker asking comments, which he never did, but it's
okay.
the other way around. That Henry Costa disposed the whole thing that Cummings invited Barker, they met in Ghana, as the little brother that, look, Papi gave me the opportunity, you have served. And I think we heard the story that Barker demanded 45,000 from Cummings. If he heard us, that Costa broke that story to us. So it was Cummings that actually asked him to give a SAR, and he refused. So the propagandist on his the UP side went with it last that they asked Cummings, he too greedy, that why he didn't want to be, but he was never asked. So I just want to report that.
Right. So that's those who been asking why Cummings did not become the vice president to Mr. Boakai, those close to the ANC decision making. Joseph Conte is one of the strong sympathizers and inside of the ANC. This is what he wrote here. If you follow us, you can read on the screen. And I think Paul made it clear as well. And Mark also very, very one of the strong person in the ANC ranks also made it sound clear that we want to make it publicly clear that Mr. Cummings was never asked by Mr. Barker to be his vice president. So there's nothing like he was asked. So that the statement is being confirmed here by Joseph Kontu that Cummings was never asked. They were just there to just mess with him. That was the game behind it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Let's go to the man himself, the man elephant in the room, George Manuel Weah, was not at the event 2022, the 22nd anniversary of the CDC, Coalition for Democratic Change. But he live streamed from the USA. So I want you to tell me from Mark, what do you see that? He's a political figure, he's a guest. He's a host. He was never there. Right? He live streamed to people. 27,000 people show up to your party, your birthday party. And you say, guys, I'm sorry I couldn't be here, but you can enjoy yourself. That's how some people see it. And other people say, well, you know what? He want to give the stage to people that he want to give up and give people the chance to settle in and give the Liberian people the chance to introduce other people onto the stage while he take the back seat. Could be another political strategy or theater. But I'll go to Mark first. Mark, give me a personal look out of things in Grand Jida with the absence of George Manuel Weah streaming live to the audience in Grand Jida from the USA. How do you see that?
Look, it was very powerful. And then after the speech, I'm like, this was so good that President Weah was not in the country. And the reason that it was good that President Weah was not in the country, Grand Jida would have been too small for the force that would have turned out in Grand Jida. So that's the reason I say it was good that he was in the country. You would have had more than 200,000 people descending on Grand Jida, and it would have been chaotic. And so, and then too, he had an engagement with FIFA, and his son is playing. Who wouldn't be at the World Cup when your son is playing in such a prestigious tournament? But having said that, still yet, he made his impact that was felt all across the country, and up to now, people are talking about it. And then after greeting all the political leaders and Mr. Cummings, the way he presented, his gesture towards Mr. Cummings, which, tell you that, look, indirectly, that, guys, even though, there's some political chalk line that people have to walk on here, right? President Weah, now, people are speculating that, he might not run or he could run. And it's too early. If you ask me as a strategian, that President Weah come out to say that, tell CDC that I'm not running now, because that will scatter you got all the chicks in the basket, right? And you tell the chicks, say, hey, I'm no longer going to be the father or your mother. and all the chiefs. Oh, the probably not yet, but then everyone else can go.
On their own.
So he's gonna wait that minute of time, and then made a presentation, maybe going towards 2028 and at early part of 2029, and say, look, guys, we are in a coalition, and by that time the work has been done. But I would be very skeptical with the like of Bernard Ure, even though he has apologized to Mr. Cummings because he did not get his fair share of the pie that Waka had promised him, and his son Costa. They didn't get their fair share of the pie. So these are people, if they're part of the coalition, I'm going to be very skeptical if I were part of the discussion or the planning or whatsoever. But having said that, this coalition is much bigger than the CPP that it destroyed. And with the lack of Simon Freeman on board, like you said, we don't give a hell. And he tell people what he want to tell them. And with the lack of Musa ability too, then I will have to sometimes put things into yeah.
Okay, right. That's a good point. And as Paul, the law, George Weah did not show up. Let's look at it for his birthday program. That is the country's party that he likes. He's the party that he's the godfather. He's the elephant in the room. He did not show up. He's the big guy. He's the talk one. Showing up, standing side by side with political leaders in Liberia. That speaks volume. Why was he not there? Why this was not postponed and wait after the World Cup? He showed up. This could be postponed. There was nothing urgent about it, guys. Why did we don't have it? Like he showed up. Like I understand. My colleague said, right? My Mark says right now, his presence in Grand Judah will overwhelm the city, 100%. But then we want to see that. But you should have come and stand on the same stage with all political parties leader. Then that tells the ruling party, fire is coming. There's something. Why didn't that happen?
But don't forget this. But don't forget this. You're going to make them.
No. This is the first one. This is the first one. Yes.
I said to you earlier that you don't want to have George Weah on the stage while you want to showcase somebody.
What's wrong with that?
Listen, he will overshadow. You're not getting it. He won. The people don't know. I'm not there, but there's a guy that I'm sending. This guy, you look at him.
But listen, no. You could come, like if Mark and myself going over there, I'll raise Mark's hand.
Let me finish.
Okay, go on.
He was not there.
Mm-hmm.
I said earlier that it could be to showcase
a political theater. That's what they're playing us right now, yeah?
Yes, it could be. We don't know what's happening. We all speculating here. But from a layman point of view, it could be that George Weah appear in a town. Everybody go crazy. People start fainting.
That's George Weah.
Yeah, that's George Weah. But George Weah decided, I'm sending somebody to you. You look at this person I'm sending. That's a clear message from a far distance. One day, me and he will appear, but this guy, I'm sending this guy. You watch him. They're showcasing somebody here from a far distance. I don't want to overshadow this thing. George Weah could have flown from America there and then go back. So I'm looking from a different perspective here.
Okay. Yes, Mark, what is this on this? This is quite important. Go on, Mark. Go on.
And what I want to add on it is that ANC anniversary also is coming out next year. Would it be that ANC want to invite the president at the Simon Kayando Sports Complex? It's possible. And invite the other political leaders, for example, Musa Belete, the former vice president, because Mr. Comey is well respected by all the heads of the political parties in Liberia. Because one thing about Mr. Comey is that his language is not divisive. His language is not provocative. His language is not. He always wants to hold the country together. And he doesn't trash talk his opponent no matter what. He always speaks to the issue. So with that kind of character, if he call upon anybody, it's going to be very difficult to turn his invitation down, except for some other medical purposes. But besides that, you can't just turn Alexander Cummings' invitation down. So who knows? It could be next year, and the fear, and you're going to have how do you call it, Thomas Fowler now.
No.
Look,
Okay. Let me ask you on these guys. Two. Let's summarize the topic now. We got two more important things to discuss.
Yeah.
The $90 million drug issue. You want to discuss that, and the hard tax tariff for Liberian sending things home at the free port of Liberia. Gentlemen, 2 minutes each. What do you see? Do you see feature? Will you see a opposition unity up to 2029 and see a unified opposition towards the ruling party at the end of 2020, before 2029? Do you see any? Do we don't see the repeat of history of CPP? We don't see CPP 2.0. Are we seeing that repeat of history? Do you, Mark?
Okay.
No, Paul,
Mark, start that. Then Paul finalize. Mark.
Okay. I am seeing a different kind of coalition here, because this group that if they are planning to come together, except for Benin Ayure, because it's once a crook, always a crook, right? So, but then if he decides to say, okay, I'm in this for the good of the country, then coming together, they will know who's want to play which role. And Mr. Cummings said, it doesn't matter if I'm the car boy or the driver on this car. And the same with Simon Freeman, and then two coming to Musa ability that, okay, we are coming together to replace the government, but let us replace the government with the best of our people to serve the Liberian people in all capacity, with the three branch of government that will do the people's job, but not here for our own self-glorification. So if they coming together on that notion, then I believe they are going to do the job. And then two, who going to show the which ministry that way, what's your blueprint for that ministry, what's the aim, the objective for the success of that ministry. You have to present that everybody go over, and then where correction need to be made and which direction, because this country is totally in chaos in all direction. So there are ministries, agencies that they're going to talk about, because they're not just coming together to say we are discussing the removal of just the president.
Okay. Paul, what do you think? Are we seeing a repeat of CPP, borderline call it CPP 2.0, repeat of history, or do we see more progress on the opposition unity side up to 2029 to see a unified opposition, and we'll have to fight on the ballot against the ruling party in 2029? Or do you see a repeat of history?
It could be the repeat of history, but it could be better history. And the reason why I'm saying that, I think the political parties in Liberia have recognized, remember, in the Joseph Numa Burger government, all the chief executive in all departments, they from Lofa County, this become a trouble thing, and that's scary. Mm-hmm. If you don't have folks together, these guys can rig election, and then what happened? They will say, we don't care because Liberians, we are scary people, and the team will say, because we have better past, we will not want to get back. So if these people come together, that would be a good thing for the country to get rid of this bunch of people that came to steal. So I think we're looking at something bigger ahead of us, but we don't know, but we see the indication tells us that there's talking going on, because how come they all met and it spoke in one for the sake of the country, I can be a driver or I can be a car boy. So right. I think that message, I think it's a bigger thing that we're looking at here.
Okay, guys, at the end of the show, I want you to tell me nothing was sealed at the end of that gathering in Grand Jude. Probably you would tell me what do you think will have happened next, but that will be your I want you to give me that in your takeaway, please. But then I'll go to a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about $19 million drug cocaine in Liberia. The real bosses are walking free. Scapegoats are in jail. What do you think? Take a quick break. We'll come back, join the show, share the show. This is the Bottom Liberia from live from mainland Europe.
Welcome to Your Story, where real lives meet raw truth. I'm your host, Francis Monamenza, and every week I sit down with remarkable guests to uncover their journeys that shape their lives, the struggle they survive, the breakthroughs they earn, and the lessons that can change your life. This is not just a conversation. This is your story, a life experience that goes deep, gets real, and leaves you with something to think about long after the streams. Join us every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, live on the Borderland Liberia. Don't just watch, be a part of the conversation, because every story matters, especially yours.
Hey, brother, you wanna know what we're doing down here? How we do, things we do, what we do. Hey, let's go.
Yes, guys, ladies and gentlemen, guys, if you just joined us wherever you join us, welcome to the Bottom Liberia. Jamal Kamar is my name, my colleague Paul de la Jubilee from London, the seat of King James. That's my good friend Mark Judofa from the Kingdom of Sweden. He's with me tonight to discuss this topic, CPP 2.0 or history repeating itself. Now we'll look at second topic tonight to discuss. If you just join us, is please join to share the show as well. It's $19 million cocaine measure. Who is protecting the real bosses? Now, if I'll go back. I'll ask before Paul come back on. Mark, sorry.
Yep.
Mark, Mr. Comey mentioned in his speech, I mean, he demanded investigation of those responsible to be arrested or investigated or whatever the suspects. There's no big names. I mean, from the port, this is very clear. We went to 3 weeks now. No major arrest has been made. Big fish still walking around. What's going on here, gentlemen? Mark, tell me, what's going on in Liberia right now? What's going on with the cocaine story?
Yeah, the thing with the drugs issue is huge. You understand? But I'm gonna see people that are responsible for the flow of cocaine to Liberia, which are not just small people. These are top people in our society. Because how can you have a country with a police director, as I said on the last show, with a country of with a NSA director, with a CID director, with the different kinds of director in the security apparatus, even including the armed forces and the Coast Guard, you understand, and drugs, the Bureau of Immigration, the director for immigration, and you have drugs entering into our country, through which borderline the drugs enter in the country. So a president will be firing heads of the security apparatus. Only as president with no brain will keep these guys around, because the drugs, it destroys future generation. The human resource capital, it destroys it. You understand? And the evidence is there in Liberia. You got more than 25,000 to 50,000 children, okay, that are affected throughout the country. That's not just in Mosrado County alone. I mean, throughout the country. So what kind of president sits there and then you see the flow of drugs in your country, not in the thousand, but in millions of dollars, okay? The other time during the WEI administration, you had up to $100 million. So like my dear brother Paul been saying, there's a drug storage in the country, or if possible, they come with a raw material and produce the drugs in the country. You understand? Which we don't know. So, but I mean, had it been a serious government, they would have fired people in the security apparatus. Let me to just add on that. And this thing going to be just as the corruption something where Arthur Johnson came up with a list of almost 20 some more $billion in assets recovery. You understand? But they drop something. If you go with the investigation, this thing have put hundreds of millions of dollars into the pocket of those that are bringing drugs in the country. But you got a small man going to sit in prison. Who knows? Could it be like the Iran-Iraq scandal where someone went to jail and the person had television, the person had drama, the person had XYZ, and they will come in the net? Yeah, so you put someone in prison just for the namesake that, well, go to the letter that Barker wrote to this guy, the king. Read that letter. That tell you that the government is not serious. If you have not read our letter, I will find our letter and send it to you. You read the praises in the letter that the president is praising a suspect, okay, someone who suspected that have a company, and the brother is involved. The brother is working at the airport. If I'm right on the puzzles that are put together, and then you writing that kind of letter. So I'm not expecting anything to come out of the drug stuff.
Boy, you heard that. It's not expecting anything to come out. Big fish will walk free. Innocent one will be in jail as covered up.
Just a few seconds. The only way, except you find the European trying to sanction, and the American come in and say, okay, we're going to sanction the Liberian government, or they find people within the government, the point finger and say, hey, your XYZ is involved in the drug something, and that's the only way you're going to find heads rolling. But other than that, you're going to find nothing rolling.
Business as usual, bro. That's why Mark is saying going to be business as usual. What do you think?
Jamal.
Yes, sir.
This situation with the drugs is bigger than what we think.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine is not manufactured or planted in Africa. It comes from South America.
Mm-hmm.
So it will come in a country by sea. It's not going to come. Yeah. So the cocaine coming in, you have the security apparatus, but on the port.
Yeah.
They have people in there, and drugs cartel, the way they operate, they have already penetrated the government, and they pinpoint those that look, our consignment is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of it. So Liberia, the drugs came in, and then they repackaged the drugs. So it might be some warehouse in Liberia that is there. So they're huge consignment, because look at the quantity of that amount that they were sending out. Think on it. So it's already there. There's a factory in Liberia, and government have an idea that yes, somebody in the government knows there's a factory in Liberia. For them to repackage the way they send it out to Europe, something is not right. Ordinary person may be the scapegoat, but people within the government have an idea how the drug enter Liberia, who's sending it out from Liberia. The poor king and his brother, they have a logistic company. They say somebody calls, say we deliver a package to your house for you to ship for us. That's person that won. So Paul know who called him. But the government is not going after that person that make the call. Who is this person that make the call? That's the first person should be in police custody. The drugs were sent to Paul King, right? Paul King was out of the country. He came back into the country. Paul King should also be in custody at this time. But the government refused to arrest. That means somebody in the government that they don't want to go after. So if you're having marijuana on you in this country, Jamal, in the UK, and you're walking down the street, policemen see with marijuana, you will be arrested. They will take you to jail before you go to court, before the judge decide your fate. That's how they handle drugs. That kind of huge quantity of drugs, it enter, and then you say, we still investigating. Who you investigating? They feeling indicating that there was a call that came to us. Who is that person that make the call? Paul can have the number, he have the person detail, why that person is not behind bar. Who is this person? The government know. That's why they say big hands in it. And because big hands in it, they'll go for what people can say the backplay people and leave the big hands behind. The government of Liberia is aware of where that drugs came from. They know who brought the drugs in because they have Liberia will love money. The government of Liberia is really corrupt. So the drugs cartel has given them money, they can't talk. So they stop. That's where we are.
And don't forget, for example, let me add something like the reason why we are blaming the security apparatus, right? This has happened all over the world. In Thailand, they grab generals that were involved in cocaine trafficking, in Burma, in Cambodia, and right here in my neighboring country, one of the police chief, I think the third in command, he was involved with the highest, the biggest drugs boss in Norway that were in the tens of millions, if possible, hundreds of millions of dollars. And they got transported that stuff from all the way South America on a boat. I mean, something that have never been seen before. They say it was the first of its kind in Europe. And who was involved in it? It was one of the police chief was involved in it. So if this thing can happen in a sophisticated country like Norway, that the security apparatus is equipped, then what more about Liberia, where our Coast Guard, what we call the Navy, they can't even go from how they call it, from Coast Guard base to I think Cape Mal County, or before I say they travel as far as Buchanan, Riverside, Maryland. So these guys, they study the terrain, they have people on the ground, they could bring these things by boat, and then these canoe, this crew canoe, right? And these crew canoe go on the high sea and meet them. The country is powerless, Jamal. It's powerless when it comes to security. So these guys, they know the country. It could come by air, it could come by sea, it could come by land, I would doubt. Because in order for such quantity to pass through Guinea and what you call Ivory Coast, I would doubt, but through Sierra Leone, it is possible.
On top, somebody said to me before, he said, Jamal, if you see a drug of that quantity, of that value, street value is in the country, hundreds have already been in the country. So you mean that with it, like just say, Mark, with the level of our security, weakness of our security, all the knowledge, because of the vulnerability of our system, the people are easy to be lured into collecting bribes and stuff. It will be infested with drugs. Whether you like it or not, it's already in the country.
And the parents, I expect the parents to stage a nationwide protest, okay? Because your children are being destroyed. Your children are being damaged. And you see no protest, but if somebody speak bad of a woman, then they get in the street. The thing that destroying your children, not one child, not two, okay? Killing your children. Some of the children never going to recover from the effect of these drugs, but they are not protesting. But you, Jamal, you just write something about a girl or say something about a girl. The next thing, they're in the street protesting. Oh, Jamal should go to jail. Oh, Jamal can cause woman. Oh, Prophet Key, for example. Okay? They demand that our boy should go to prison, but the thing that is killing their children, they won't get in the street to say, hey, Mr. President, we want you to fire the security director. The NSA director. We want you to fire the police director. We want you to, but police director, the Inca. And these people, they are arrested. One thing that is funny in this drugs on it, right? The other day, they were burning part of a suitcase of drugs. Who own a suitcase? of drugs. Where did you people arrest that suitcase? Who resident you got that suitcase from, or who car you got that suitcase from? But they were framing the police officer there, showing a guy. They were showing a guy as old as I am, but he's young, doing a hair like that. Then they were singing his name and praising him. I'm like, this one and I will get in a kickboxing ring. I can take him down in less than 3 minutes as I am. But they're praising this guy, oh, the guy is tough, the guy is this. They're framing this guy everywhere. But who, in whose house? In whose house you take the drugs from?
I know.
In whose car?
Jamal and Mark, this guy called Bucky Raw, the musician, the men there had a little John. They broke into a house to arrest him.
Yeah.
Just to say that they fighting drugs. But the drugs now, the huge quantity of drugs appear from parking, telling somebody call and bring to a house. You can't arrest them, but you can go for Bucky Raw. Think on this. The government know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. So it's a fear. Anyway, we'll take a quick break. Come back. We'll discuss the why Liberians abroad being taxed high tariff for their things they send to Liberia. We're not saying business things though. They'll send a little old cars, assorted items to family members. But the people of Monrovia tax for them, the custom is so high. We'll discuss that. We'll take a quick break. Come back. And we want you to tell us what you think as well. I think we have some technical issue. Paul, we need to take a quick break. I think I'm having some. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Wherever you join us from, this is the Borderline Liberia live stream discussion on issues of Liberia that make news over the week. Tonight, we've been discussing three main topics. The gathering of the oppositions in Grand Jida, the CPP 22nd birth anniversary, where heavyweights met in Grand Jida. We also will discuss the $19 million drugs cocaine investigation that still continuing in Liberia. It's a business as usual. Now we're looking at the money we pay. Liberians, gentlemen, Liberians abroad, diaspora, Europe, USA, all the part of Africa, Asia. We send things home, right? And now we're talking about creating an enabling environment for our people, for you and myself. Besides, we also send money home. They call remittances that help our uncles, our aunties, our nephew, our sisters, our mothers, our brothers, whatever you need it. But they still tax us heavy tariff for a little thing we send. What do you need to tell the government? We're talking about creating an enabling environment for you and myself. So this is hard. Mark, you live in Sweden. I know you've been trying to send some cars and things to your family members at home. And you prefer using Guinea as transit to go to Liberia. You don't want to go straight to Liberia. Why will you do that?
The reason for that is that freeing a car at the free port of Monrovia is very, very expensive, and doing that in Guinea is much easier. So, I mean, taking the route of Guinea is better from my experience. Taking the route of Guinea is better.
So, take me through the process. That people are following you right now. I want to understand why it makes it better for you. Because if you go to that Liberia, people think that if I'm shipping from Sweden, right, I got into a container or I put it on the quite. How do you call it? Your roll that's on the deck of the ship, or you put it in the container. So once you get it from Sweden, Stockton, you get it to Monrovia, straight to the free port of Monrovia. That could be straight and much more reliable. Why you want to go through Guinea? Because you could have a rough stream through the border, going through there, getting to the Monrovia. could cause you too much a headache before you got to Monrovia. Wow, take
Yeah,
me through
the thing is, the process in Liberia is too long. You have to, besides you putting your car on a ship and sending your car to a country, right, where you pay for the costs of shipment, and then to get into Liberia, the custom, they see your car, charge you, you get down to business. But in Liberia, you got to get tracking number, you got to pay for this other one, you pay for that other one. And then two, they look at your car. If your car is, for example, you send a car that is 5 years old, depending on our car, let's say a Mercedes that is 5 years old, they're going to charge you between $15,000 to $17,000 just for that Mercedes, to get that Mercedes out of the port, because why? It's 5 years old. If you're sending a car that is just 2 years old, let's say, for example, you're sending a BMW that is just 2 years old, they're going to charge you between $22,000 just for that BMW. But if you send that same BMW to Guinea, you're going to pay between $5,000 to $6,000 to get that BMW out of the port. And then getting it through Liberia, you're going to pay chicken change to get that car across the border. So now they are trying to tighten things at the border, but forgetting to know that the security at the border, they are very hungry. They are not being paid. I mean, this is where Mr. Cummings, his consistency comes. You have to pay people good, salary, so that they won't corrupt. But once you're not paying people good salary, if I'm at the border, you pay me $125, just imagine, $125, and I'm at the border, and I see someone coming with a car that's supposed to pay $3,000-4,000 into government revenue, or $1,500, and the person decided to give me $300, I let the person pass. So the process is very hard. So the port is not something that is helping Liberian if I will continue to expand. And the reason that is not helping Liberian, for example, people from the diaspora that want to even just send what you call a barrel, okay, it's very expensive. People talk to people that are sending barrel from America. It's very expensive. They got to put on the car and call friends to join them before sending it on a container. When that container get to Liberia, the other day I heard a lawmaker, just to free his container from the port, you have to pay $30-some more $1,000, things that you were bringing for the community. Just imagine that.
Right. Paul, you also, before I go to Paul, what do you think would have been the best for, because in order to attract you to go home and take your business home, what will you, if you have to face the director of the port or the Minister of Commerce to tell them, or the government library or the Bureau of Liberian Diaspora in the president's office, what could be kind of in the creation of a attractive thing for you and myself to focus or invest in Liberia? Is this something like reducing tariff at the various entries in the country? What would be your suggestion, Mark?
First of all, this is one of the stupid stuff that I saw from former President Weah, and it's very evil on the Liberian people to have extended the contract with this particular concession, to have extended the time to 25 years when you are leaving power. And then two, there was no changes made in this concession that would benefit the Liberian people, and you just went ahead and extended the contract to another 25 years. And how much?
Which are you talking about, please? Which contract are you talking about now?
APM terminal.
The APM terminal.
At the port, okay. All right.
They extended the contract. Okay, why are you leaving office? You extended the contract. Why couldn't you leave it to the incoming government to do that? Maybe they would have made some changes, even though it wouldn't have been perfect, but it would have made some changes. Who knows? I'm just saying probably they would have made some changes to benefit the Liberian people. But this company being in Liberia after 25 years and getting another more 25 years, I believe it was very wrong on behalf of President Weah, because there's no changes. It made it difficult for Liberia, and that brings problem for the economy, because if you get more flow of goods in the country, when you are not manufacturing, the local manufacturing is very low, then you're going to have a create jobs. People will send things to their people back home, and some could sell, you understand? But now it's very difficult. Even the little chicken change that people send to their family, and it can't get them to buy from even those that are doing imports in the country. And then the owner of the APM terminal, they are not smart people, because the more difficult they made it to for people to send things in the country, the more difficult it's going to be for them to get in revenue. But if they make it much easier and cheaper, and people are going to send more things in the country, and they're going to collect more revenue. Because looking at Liberia, the money is only just in one sector, and it's only in the hands of the politician. So if they, what you call import tax was lower on the different commodities that come in the country, goods and stuff that come in the country, then they will collect more money, like what people say, one cocoa full of basket.
Right. Paul, I will tell Paul to tie this stuff to your takeaway. Then we'll go back to Mark. I think then we'll wrap up. Paul, Mark just said something. Somebody will say, the government is doing that to protect local businesses. If I give you the chance to send something home in a barrel, you could send a lot of water back to Liberia, water made from here or from Europe. That could also affect other local businesses that are making water companies in Liberia, and other companies. If Mark had a chance of getting used cars from Sweden cheaper and sent to Liberia, used car company in Liberia already paying tax and stuff like that, they could say that we are trying to protect other local businesses. That's why we tighten up and raise up the tariffs for you as well. Does that make sense to you, Paul?
No, it doesn't.
Because okay, what do you think?
It's not only the diaspora that is local businesses being affected on this. They have this stupid thing called the APA terminal, that any goods that are coming in, you got to pay storage fee. And you pay tracking fee. You already pay to the company. They give you tracking number of what location your goods are before you arrive to Liberia. But then you pay some jack in Liberia tracking fee for nothing. So you see what we're heading?
Yeah.
The government have no means of revenue generation. So they use the port as their main source of revenue generation. That's why they're killing a lot of Liberian businesses. And so the Lebanese men who order sugar cane and alcohol, salt and pepper and things, they call it bita or chicken soup, that they bring into the country. What happened? The old man go buy, they have to pay more money because the Lebanese men have paid APN huge amount. So he have to put that in the goods. So it's not only the diaspora, it's all across the country, which is just crazy. It's something just wrong. Yeah.
That's the one thing. Okay, that's fine, Paul. I understand that, because we live out here. They are not happy. But most of us saying something here is the figure is extremely high money. So look at what Tuan Gray said. The problem is the airport. The problem is the airport. It's not the port, the free port. I used to send with DHL RT products. They started stopping the packages. One had to pay money to get the package. Every time the amount was different. So they keep changing price. So what they're saying now, that if you send by DH, what she's saying that if you send in RT accessories or stuff like that, computer accessory, whatever, you send it to the port, every day they increase the price because the port does not have fixed price. And that's kill business.
Let me add on something. I send a container to Liberia. And then what happened in a container, if you have a mobile phone, if the value of the mobile phone, they will take the value and add the Liberian value on it. What is, I think it's almost like VAT. They will say four something dollars will be added on it. So something that you get bought from Sunday market or somewhere that you second hand, they will charge you more money on the thing that you you pay less for, because they say the value of the phone at the time it costs this, so they add that 4% on it and they rip you off, which is wrong.
Okay.
You see?
Right, guys. Now, let me take a round. Paul, let's go to Mark. Mark, give me your takeaway. Can you tell me from the 3 topics we discussed tonight, the gathering of the political parties in Nigeria? I want you to comment on one minute each, as well as Paul, on the issue of the $90 million and also the high tax or tariff attached to things sent by Liberians from abroad. What do you think? Give me your takeaway, guys.
I mean, what I take here, or what I want to suggest here, or what I'm hoping for, is that these political leaders and their, how they call it, the partisan coming to this call by the CDC, it should not just be about coming to Zwedru, but I want for it to be something much bigger, for them to at the end of the day form a coalition. And once that coalition is formed, they should start to put together the framework, and it shouldn't be like the CPP. And once that is done, then they should start to be very vocal on the issue and educating the Liberian people, and then don't get their foot off the brake and shouldn't be intimidated by the unity partisan, because they are much bigger. If the 5 of them come together, they are much bigger than Unity Party. So Liberia, we are not looking to go into what's the dark days, but they are much bigger, and they should start to speak to the issue. And like my brother Paul always said, the country is dying, and the more silent they keep, the worse it's gonna get for the country. So they should speed up with this thing if it is their intention. Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, gentlemen. I think we had a great discussion tonight. My takeaway would be on the situation in Grangeda County. I think it's welcoming if these political leaders have started talking already. It will be good for the country. And if this happens, I think Liberia will be heading somewhere better instead of what we've been going through for the past 20 years. So I think it's a good thing, and it levels us all Liberia to encourage them to put their greed aside. Let them do the best thing for the sake of Mama Liberia, not for the sake of somebody just. As Simon Freeman said, only one person can be president at a time. So they should put their ego aside and
That's a good
do
point.
the best and pick somebody and they can all support that person for the good of Liberia. And with the drug situation, I call on Joseph Boyka and his government. They know the drugs dealer, yet they arrest them. They shouldn't be playing fool with Liberian people. They know how the drugs enter our country. They know where. If the policeman can go to Bucky Royal House to go arrest him because he's smoking marijuana and millions of dollars of cocaine is in the country, they know who took it on the airport, and yet to make arrest, the government should do something. With the APN terminal, the Freeport, I think, yet the government continue, that will help to boot them out. The next government will cancel all those stupid concessions that they have so people can be sending goods to Liberia freely. On that note, it was a great show.
That's the bottom line, where we cut through the noise, speak to the truth, the power, put Liberia first. The story doesn't stop where we go off air. And then I'll show you. Stay informed, stay engaged. Until next time, don't forget to join the Lord Paul the Daughter to play on Sunday, as well as Francis Bonaventure on Saturday on the Your Story. I want to say a big thank you to my colleagues who joined me tonight to discuss trending issues in Liberia. Good friend Mark Judafar from Sweden, Paul the Lord at the seat of King James in London. We say we'll also join you from home wherever you join us. Those who follow us, Tuan Gray, Joseph Kona, and many others we can't call tonight. I want to wish you a pleasant week, and we'll see you on Friday. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.